Hey everybody, it's Jason Malham with Mastery Life Training, the training you need for the life you want. In this video post, we're continuing. This is the second post in a 7-part series entitled Taking Control of Your Life. In this particular video post, we're going to be talking about the first of 6 mental faculties. Why are we talking about this? In the first video post, we talked about how most people are conditioned to live from the outside in. In other words, everything from your environment, everything from your upbringing, everything from the teaching that we received or the way that we were influenced has conditioned us to think from the outside in. Whatever's going on in our circumstances tends to control the way that we think. We let the things that have happened in our lives control the way that we think, instead of using our thoughts to control what happens in our lives. Just the complete opposite. We tend to think in terms of, well, what's going on around me? Okay, that will determine what I decide to do, instead of letting our decisions dictate what's going on around us. Can you see the difference? We need to learn to live from the inside out. We covered that. If you missed the first post of these 7 posts, then certainly watch that one first and get some groundwork on what we're covering. The key to taking control of your life is taking control of your thoughts. It doesn't matter what the situation is. You can post in the comment box below. You can shoot me emails about your particular situation. It may be a marriage issue, it may be another relationship issue, it may be something going on with work, it may be your sales results, it may be your physical health. It doesn't matter what it is. If you want to take control of it, the first thing you have to do is take control of your thinking regarding that particular thing. There are 6 mental faculties. There are many faculties of the human brain. We're going to focus on 6 mental faculties in these remaining 6 video posts. They are perception, will, imagination, reason, intuition, and memory. Those 6 mental faculties. In this video post, we're going to think about perception. Change your perception. Start to use the mental faculty of perception. Exercise it like a muscle. Use it frequently, and you will find that you have more peace, more joy, more clarity of thought, better relationships, and certainly increased professional results. Now, what is perception? Well, perception is, of course, very similar to the idea of perspective. Your perception is your worldview. It is your vantage point. It is your point of view. We call it lots of different things. It's the way that you look at certain things. We have a lot of universal laws that we live by. You know some of them, the law of gravity, for instance, but there are many others that a lot of folks have not heard of, and one of those is the law of polarity, sometimes called the law of natural opposites. That everything in life has a natural opposite. Every up has a down, every in has an out. There would not be an inside of this car if there weren't an outside of the car. Well, every perceived bad also has a perceived good. It's the law of opposites. We have to train our minds to always be focused on the perceived good, on the positive, what I call the positive possibilities. That's a matter of perception. And that's just something that has to be trained. That's something that has to be conditioned. I'll give you an example of how this works. I'll give you an example of the power of perception. Take 2 women who both have a teenage daughter, both of whom have not gotten home yet. It's very late at night. They're past their curfew, and they have not heard from their daughters. 2 separate women, 2 separate teenage daughters. They're past their curfew, before the age of cell phones, so they have not heard from their daughters at all. The one woman is frantic. She is perceiving all of the worst possible scenarios as to what's happened with her daughter. Her daughter's been kidnapped, her daughter's been raped, her daughter is stranded on the side of the road with her car broken down, or her date's car broken down. She's in a jail somewhere. She's stuck in a bar somewhere and they won't let her leave. She's stuck in a party, can't get it. She's imagining all the worst possible scenarios. She is perceiving the worst possibilities. Consequently, how does she feel? She's nervous, perhaps even perspiring. Her blood pressure has gone up. She can't sit still. She's so worried. She is physically ailing because of her thoughts. People wonder, they think it's strange at first blush, the idea that you can actually think yourself into better health. And yet we've all experienced that because of our thoughts, because of our perception in this case, you can actually make yourself feel bad physically. In fact, we even use expressions like being worried sick. So this woman, because of her perception, is worried sick. Now, woman B is just the opposite. She is imagining every positive possibility that exists. Her daughter simply could not get to a phone, and she's going to show up any minute. Her daughter did get stranded, but she's got help coming to her, or she's with a great boy who is taking great care of her. Or, yes, she might be in some possible situation, but only good things happen all the time, and every time something happens, the right person is in the right place at the right time to take care of us and to take care of my family. She is just imagining every positive possibility that could exist. Consequently, she feels at peace. Her heart rate is fine. Her blood pressure is normal. She's not perspiring. She's not antsy. She doesn't have nerve issues. Two entirely different situations, and here's the point. Neither one of the woman's perception, neither one of the woman's perspectives is more rooted in reality than the other. Neither one of them. Neither one of their beliefs is more rooted in fact and truth than the other. They are both figments of their imagination. So why not imagine the positive? Why not use your perception toward the positive, where you are better off physically, you get better results, and you project something entirely different to those around you, and you have a better impact on them as well. This is the power of perception at work in just one example of a situation that could exist in your personal life. Now, let's bring this into the professional realm. How can you use the mental faculty of perception to get better results at work? Well, by looking at everything in terms of positive possibilities. If you have some goal that you want to reach, if you have some challenge that you are facing, take a piece of paper and write the challenge at the top. I want to hit $1 million in sales this year. Maybe you've only hit $200,000 previously. Or I want to make $100,000 in income. Maybe the most you've made is $45,000. Put it at the top of a piece of paper. Make a T on your paper. You've got two columns, a left column and a right column. In the left column at the top, write down why it won't work. In the right column, write down how I could possibly make the money. You're going to brainstorm ideas. You're going to be tempted to put in the left column why it won't work, ideas that just won't work. Put an X in that column right now. Fill the entire column with a big fat X, because you're not going to allow your perception to entertain any negative ideas or any negative reaction to ideas. Every idea you have right now is a good one, and it goes in the brainstorm section, the right column that says how I'm going to make $100,000 this year. Train your perception to see possibilities. The more you train your mind to see positive possibilities, the happier you'll be, the stronger you'll be emotionally, the healthier you'll be physically, and the better results you're going to get, because someone who always has possibilities swimming in their mind are incredibly productive and incredibly successful every single time. That's how it works. You should do this with your team at work as well. If you have an executive team, if you have a sales team, your leadership team, your entire staff, come up with an idea that you want to be able to achieve as a team. Gather them all together and do this same exercise. Put what you want to achieve across the board. Put a T down the middle. On the left column, why it won't work. In the right column, ideas for how it will work. Put an X in the left column and make a game out of it. Tell the entire group that you will not be entertaining any negative thoughts, any negative reactions, any ideas like, no, that will never work because, or we tried that 2 years ago and it didn't work because, or no, we would have to have this and that and the other, therefore it's no good. Don't entertain any of that. As soon as somebody starts saying that, just make a noise like, or wrong answer, or next, and make everybody in the group holler it out as soon as anybody says a negative thing or has a negative reaction or an idea. Only entertain positive things. Get a great big fat list of positive possibilities and see how charged up all of you will be individually and as teams for your particular goal. These are ideas on how you start to develop and strengthen the mental faculty of perception. This is just one faculty of your brain. But once you start to develop it, you will start to take control of your life. I hope this has helped you. Share your comments or your questions or specific applications you want to ask about in the comment box below, and I'll see you next time. This is Jason Malaham, Mastery Life Training, the training you need for the life you want.